Fight Kitties here. I'm Lexi.
And this is Lady J.
And it's time for Kickass and Coffee.
All right. Day 2. Back in.
Boy, do we have a lot to talk about today.
All right. Yeah, people have been talking to Renee.
Well, let's get started with some fight buzz.
Yeah. All right. So people have been talking to Miss Renee Paquette, and Nia Jax was on her show on The Sessions with Renee Paquette, and they had a lot to say. Jax said that she left WWE due to not getting vaccinated for the COVID, of course. And so she just had to have a sit-down conversation with Vince McMahon because she just couldn't understand why, if they were testing every day and she never tested positive, what the big deal was.
Yeah, she basically said that when in the sit-down conversation that they had together, he said she wasn't going to be able to fulfill any of her contractual duties. Fancy word. If she didn't get vaccinated. So on top of the fact that they did the testing every week, I guess they also were requiring vaccination for COVID. So she basically said, listen, this is not for me then. And they mutually agreed that this wasn't for her. And Renee was like, so are you thinking about like going back to wrestling anytime soon? Is this going to be like, are you going on a little hiatus here? And she was like, listen, I love wrestling, but I can't stand the politics and I can't stand the BS. And she also said, she's like, I'm not getting any younger. So I need to find my dream man so I can start popping babies.
Oh, dang. Little Nia Jax babies. But like, dude, wasn't there a time not too long ago where they weren't testing every day? And like, that's when they had like a huge outbreak?
Yeah, there was like a huge scandal about it because people were really upset that they weren't testing every day. So I'm like, okay, what are the rules?
Exactly. It's like, well, you have to get vaccinated, but you don't. But if you don't, then you can't. And then, I mean, I don't like the COVID test. It does not feel nice up in the freaking nose. But like,
no.
I mean, okay. So moving on. So Nia said that WWE called her back. Of course, like they called every girl back who they fired to be part of the Royal Rumble. And she's like, she was in the middle of trying to get her stuff back. I guess she still had stuff at WWE and realized that like she got a box sent from the company and it was missing a whole lot of stuff. And so while she's looking for her stuff, she gets that call and she's like, in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, this is for them to tell me where the rest of my stuff is. But no.
They actually, one second, there we go. They actually were like, hey, we're going to formally invite you to be part of the Royal Rumble. And she's like, is this a joke? Like, is there going to be like a joke out of this? She genuinely was confused. And her response was like, F no, I'm not doing that. And then he began to talk about like, even though she's like, F no, she said that she cursed them out on the phone. He was like, listen, here's the offer that we're trying to present to you. Here's what we have. And she was like, dude, I'm still under my 90 days. You're not going to pay me. So what am I gaining out of this?
Wait, they weren't going to pay her?
That's what she said, because she was still considered under her 90 days. I guess, I'm not sure what the contract is.
But like they get paid during that time?
I assume, I don't know. But she was like, right? Yeah, I mean, that seems like the only reason why she didn't do it was she was, number one, it's like insulting to be like leave a job and come back.
Well, yeah, to get fired and then
get fired. And then she said she wasn't going to get paid. So it's like, what is the point of her being there? For fun?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like if you notice the way they treated everyone who they invited back, it's like a squash match. Oh my God. Did we even talk about, because so Melina, right? She used to be a Divas champ. And now she's like on NWA, and she came back and she was all like super emotional in the ring with Sasha Banks. And I was like, oh, Melina's so happy to be back. And I was like, oh my God, they kicked her out in like 2 seconds. That is so embarrassing. But they did that to like everybody who got like a call up. Like,
it's very true.
Like if you weren't the freaking Undertaker's wife, you weren't, or well, she wasn't the only one, but yeah, it's like, damn, you just came back to get squashed.
Yikes.
Yeah,
all right, moving on. We've got,
but we still have like the Nia Jax saga with Renee.
Yeah.
Oh well, no, I'm sorry. It's WrestleMania. It's all Royal Rumble, WrestleMania. They all start turning into one big snowball.
It's all relative. I mean, we've got WrestleMania, like we discussed yesterday. We have the Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. That's what we have for planned. This is what has been speculated. But apparently, like, there was like rumors that Shane McMahon was going to go against like Lashley. Like, this was like rumors that were going on. It's not happening, but like this was something that was like thought about and talked about, which is like a very strange pairing in my, if you ask me.
Talks about like how important it is for like there to be like a story to continue the story. And then I saw yesterday, they're like, oh yeah, Shane McMahon, we're going to see a lot more of him on Raw. And I'm like, really? Is this just so he can like justify being in WrestleMania without further? I mean, if we're kind of pissed off about it, I can only imagine what like the talent feels about this.
Absolutely. And then Ringside Nude reported that the match was like I said, an idea, but like the idea had been switched to something else. And McMahon was supposed to be a part of the Elimination Chamber, actually. And the idea was for him to be working. And then they thought about him working against Seth Rollins. I mean, I don't know where the logic is in putting him in it in general. But with Seth Rollins, like, come on.
I mean, if anything outlandish was to happen with Seth Rollins, it'd be like, oh shoot, the Shield gets back together and Jon Moxley. Yeah, that's not going to happen though. But it would make a little bit more sense since Seth Rollins put the vest back on.
That's true.
Yeah, we can. Moving on.
Yes. So like we said, plans have changed. WWE has already confirmed that the match will see Bobby Lashley defend WWE title against Brock Lesnar. We're going to see Rollins. We're going to see Riddle. We're going to see AJ Styles. We're going to see Austin Theory. I mean, really exciting group of guys, and that's only a few of them.
Well, I'm more excited for the girls match because Lita versus Becky Lynch is so much more interesting.
Oh yeah, it sure is.
So they've been officially announced for that Elimination Chamber match. And I guess plans, dude, card is subject to change is so for reals here. The plans for Rousey's match at Mania have changed yet again. And she's booked to face Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania. After Rousey left the ring, Lita made her way in the ring and she challenged for the Elimination Chamber. And then Lynch hesitated but accepted the offer.
Yeah. And then Rousey referred to herself as the baddest big bitch. And that led to Lynch walking out. But like Rousey has just like been like teasing Lynch, and she was like, I'm gonna put you in an arm breaker. And she's like, and then Lynch was like, you'll have my answer on Friday. So just I love the little drama that leads up to like all of these fights. I think it's funny. And then we have some other really crazy news that we found out last night.
I was a little surprised by this.
Yeah, Brian Kendrick was granted his release from WWE, and he is in a AEW match against Jon Moxley.
I mean, can you imagine how pissed Mustafa Ali is right now? Like, he's asking for his release, and then like Brian Kendrick gets his release, and a couple weeks later, he's like in this huge card match against Jon Moxley. I'd have been like, oh my god.
Seems like they've got favorites. And we have one championship who announces 2022, their live event calendar, and it is packed. I mean, look at this calendar. It they are like on the go for 2020.
I haven't really gotten into one, but you know, they are a big deal in the MMA world, and I think they're going to give UFC a run for their money. We're going to have to check this out a little bit more, but we just wanted to share, hey, you guys can check it out. These are the dates. Let us know what you think about one championship promotion.
Totally. And then we have the Triller Fight Club, who's presenting Triad Combat on Saturday, February 26th. Oh my gosh, we're in February. I was going to say next month.
No, I know, it's already February.
What the hell? I can't. And this is going to take place in Houston, Texas. We're going to have Kubre Pulev versus Dos Santos and a concert by Jason Aldean.
That's kind of the cool thing that Triller Fight Club does. Like, I think Nick Cannon is going to be on the announce team for this event.
Really?
And so you get like a concert, you get fights. Like, there are ladies in there too. Like, they have like the ladies matches. So it's kind of like a one-stop shop for like entertainment and some good, combat action.
That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
And it's coming up really soon.
All right, y'all. I know there's like a couple people out there. Any of you checked out that Triller Fight Club yet?
Anybody out there?
Anybody out there? I'm watching. Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, if you have anything to say, let us know in the comments because we are checking those out.
I mean, Houston can always represent and, let us know what's going on in their backyard.
Yes, always. And then, so we have some news with Rio that I had no idea about. So she was on the sidelines while dealing with an injury that was kind of like teased a little bit last week. We didn't really know what was going on fully. Turns out it's a broken collarbone.
Ouch.
Yeah. Big ouch. Yeah.
Like
that's my face when I found out.
Yeah, I'm touching my collarbone going, how do you even fix that? It's not like you can put a cast. Oh, hold on. We got Chief over here. Let's see. So the Chief is like, I'm not sure how I feel about concerts at the event, but it's okay if in person, maybe not on TV.
I can understand, like, if you're watching as like a viewer from home, you just kind of want to see the action of it all. Like, you could really care less about what happens with like the concert and stuff.
Yeah.
But some people do like watching the concerts and stuff. I mean, like for me, for example, I don't watch football. I have no idea what's going on. But I am there for every halftime. Yes, I watch actual football, which is soccer. But I usually just only watch halftime because I've like the halftime show, which I enjoy because I have no idea what's happening during the whole game. So I'm sure it's like some people, it's a mixed opinions. Like,
yeah,
but
some people like it, some people hate it. I mean, I know the last 2 years it was like, people didn't have concerts for like over a year, and I was watching the like Billie Eilish, like her concert movie thing, which was great by the way. But I think people are changing for the times. I don't know.
Alrighty.
On that one, man.
Yeah. So back to my girl Rio and her broken collar, man. So on the latest episode of Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer reported that she's expected to be out for like 3 months.
Yeah, because I'm still like feeling my collar going in.
Yeah.
So I guess it happened when she challenged Britt Baker for the AEW Women's Championship last month at the Battle.
It did. And like, despite the pain, Rio finished the match and she never complained about the injury. Baker retained the AEW Women's Champion by submitting Rio with the win with a jaw lock. So poor thing, had a broken collarbone.
The only reason why Britt Baker won that match, because I mean, otherwise Rio's like 100 pounds of fury.
Yeah, I agree. So poor thing, Rio is back in Japan while recovering, and she got the title match after beating Baker in a non-title match on Black Friday's episode of Rampage last November. So I'm hoping that we see her Oh, it's the February.
I remember.
May. We'll see her in May. But, sometimes people recover fast, so there's a chance she's coming back earlier. My poor girl.
All right, get better soon, Riho. We miss you.
Yeah, feel better. So now time for the morning jab.
All right, we're back in my mom's basement. Watch your
Yeah.
everybody.
We had Dominik Wisteria, who appeared on My Mom's Basement with Robbie Fox, where he basically says teachers were really worried about his home life growing up. And particularly during the Rey Mysterio, like Eddie Guerrero angle growing up. This storyline goes all the way back to 2006. So he was probably like eensy weensy, like 5 years old. He had to have been.
That's kind of funny because everyone's like, "Oh, wrestling's fake," but then it's like, "Oh my god, are you okay?" Like he said that he didn't know anything other than what he'd been told, but they were constantly asking if his home life was okay because they didn't know if it was like actual like TV or like a publicity stunt.
Yeah.
But like Dominic's like, I'm just living my best life, traveling with my dad, barely having to go to school for a third grader. I mean, yeah, I guess they're playing hooky a little too much, and teachers are worried about that.
That's true. That's very true. And he says that he got really, really annoyed because people would be like, well, who's your real dad? Is it Eddie or is it Ray? And like, as a third grader, that is so messed up to get asked. Oh my goodness. Like, I could not handle that.
No, like, not at that age. It's like, dude. No.
And I'm sure people, like, kids are so, like, brutally honest. Sometimes I'm like, okay. Like, the kids have no filter. So, I mean, I'm sure they asked him, like, just about anything and everything. But actually, he said that when they'd ask him, like, who do you think your dad is? He's like, I think it's Ray. Because he was confused. I know. And he was like, I don't know. Like, I have my dad. But, like, also, Eddie's been, I've known him since I was little, and he's come over and spent nights at my house. So I'm confused. I don't know. So poor thing.
Dude, okay. Have you ever watched The Young Rock?
No.
Oh, you have to watch The Young Rock. I love it.
Okay.
It's I can watch it with, like, the kids around. It's not like, it's so funny though, because like when The Rock was a kid, it was like Andre the Giant and like the Iron Sheik and Macho Man were like at his house all the time as a kid, and like there were scenes where it's like, yeah, they're like passed out in the living room, and
oh my goodness.
No, you have to watch it. So cute. They're having a new season come out, so.
Oh my goodness, where is it on? Is it on HBO?
I think it's NBC. All right, Wrestleverse. Anyone remember where it is? Because I just DVR everything, things I don't even know.
Yeah, I never watch live TV because we don't even have, I think we have like one cable box in the house, but like we live off streaming here.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Okay. Back to Rey Mysterio. So yes. I didn't know this, but like I saw a story last night that Rey Mysterio gave Bad Bunny his mask after the Royal Rumble. Girl, he must like
Bad Bunny. Oh my god, we just can't get enough of him. We've been talking about him so much. So fans were really impressed, me included, of like how good he did. But apparently it's because he had been working with Rey Mysterio in preparation for the Royal Rumble, and they had this like really touching moment on camera, and he like Rey Mysterio gifted Bad Bunny with the mask that he was wearing during the Rumble match after like the pair was eliminated and they were backstage.
Yeah, did he like a towel over his face to cover his face?
Yeah, see, he's got like this towel over him, and he's like giving him the mask, and I thought that was kind of like,
I mean, that's a big deal. Like, you would get that mask and you would like put it in a glass box and frame it forever.
Yeah, and I think like I wonder now if we're gonna definitely see more of Bad Bunny now. I'm hoping.
You're like, give me more of the Bad Bunny, please.
Please. So yeah, on to some fluffy news now.
All right. This one was super cute. And I was like, oh, this is so much. It has to go under the fluffy news.
Yes.
WWE's Angel Garza, yes, the guy who like has his tearaway pants, and his wife are expecting to have a baby. And they put this like cute post on Instagram. Oh my goodness.
Look at that.
Itty bitty ring gear.
That is the cutest thing I have ever seen, honestly. I didn't even know they made little things that size. I can't. That's adorable.
They like make everything now. It's like you want it, they can make it. It might take you like 16 weeks to get it from China, but you know, people either
not if you have Prime. Not if you have Prime shipping.
I love that Prime.
I know. Don't know what I'd do without Jeff Bezos. And to commemorate the beginning of Black History Month, AEW revealed the upcoming release of Who We Are, a Celebration of Excellence album, and it'll bring to life stories of more than 20 Black AEW wrestlers through the music of established hip-hop and R&B artists, and it's going to be released this month, Friday, February 18th. Initially, it's kind of weird how they're releasing it. They're only doing hard copies at first. Like, no streaming. I know. What are we living in?
We're like, what do we do with a hard copy? Like
do cars even have a thing to put a CD in it anymore?
I mean, my old car from like 2008. I'm trying to think if my Navigator have a maybe for like, yeah, that's crazy. Okay, so yeah, that might be more of a collector's item. Maybe they sign. I don't know. But like, so it's going to feature 21 tracks. The album includes contributions from artists such as John Connor, Mega Ran, Brinson, Omega Sparks, Montezzi, Josiah Williams, AEW's own Max Caster, and Sonny Kiss, and many more. I did not know Sonny Kiss was so musically talented.
Yeah.
And so Ruckus utilized his previous experience working hand in hand with AEW's roster to curate his entrance music, pairing wrestlers with producers and artists to tell their stories in this really unique and collaborative format. This is the first ever full-length compilation LP. We're going to have like an intro from the legendary funk musician Bootsy Collins. And I guess the proceeds are going to the Bootsy Collins Foundation.
They are. So I think maybe that's why they're doing the CD version of it first. I know they said that they were going to be streaming later. They haven't released when they're going to start streaming. But now that I think about it, the only thing I own that has something to play with the CD is my ancient, well, it's not that ancient, but kind of ancient, like huge Mac desktop. It has like the CD thing in the back. But other than that, I have nothing that would take a CD.
I know. I'm like, I think I have one old computer tower too, and that's, yeah.
If we get our hands on it, we will make sure we have something to play it out of. And talking about music, Taya Valkyrie has a new entrance song, aka La Güera Loca. So,
oh my goodness, let me see this.
Let's play this for you guys.
La Güera Loca.
1 second.
Living La Güera Loca. Oh no. La Güera Loca.
Here we go. Super sexy.
Going down, ain't no stopping me. Guess who's back around? Guess who's got the keys? Start it up. Soon as I put it in drive, just what they say when I take it to gear number 5. Ain't no slowing down, ain't no stopping me.
I like that in the back. They're like, La Güera Loca. That was dope. Okay. I really like that.
She's such a badass.
She is. I love that.
Like, I think, even as like a Latina, Heinz 57 Latina, I'm like, dude, I wouldn't go to Mexico and do like Mexican pro wrestling training. Like, kick my ass, let alone being this like Canadian blondie. I'm like, yeah, no wonder why they call her La Güera Loca. Like, you gotta want it to go through that.
Yes. And I think, what were we talking about? They had like some sort of like training or something out there. for girls. I think it was a few weeks ago. We were talking about like they had training for girls. We are like, we should pop up and see how it is.
We're like, we're gonna go. Oh yeah, that was in LA. It was like the LA dojo was having a training camp.
Yes. So
Like,
I don't
the
know.
fight
Maybe.
kitties are here. Oh wait, we signed up for the pillow fighting training. Thank you.
Uh-oh. So yesterday we had somebody on our live. I think his name was Keith. He brought up Jay Lethal's like, yes. He brought up his like Jay Lethal's Black Machismo, and we were like, what is he talking about?
Yes, we had to look it up.
So we had to look it up. So Keith, if you're on here or you're watching,
this is
we
for
have a
you.
picture. This is for you. And I was like, oh my God, why did he stop doing this? Because that is epic. I love that outfit.
It's like, yeah, he's like the macho man. I like how it's like turned it like machismo. He's like, oh no, the Black Machismo. Heck yes, bring that back because you know, Jay Lethal, he's like cool and all, but like that is so much more fun. I mean, Jay Lethal and then like Juice Robinson. Oh my God, it would be like a freaking party in the ring.
Yeah, it'd bring like a little flair to Jay Lethal's like, you know, act. I think it'd be really cool. So moving on to some
we listen to you.
Strong.
We are listening to you. You put some stuff out there. We're like, oh, that's interesting. Let's look it up and talk about it.
Yeah. So just know when you comment, we're listening and we will be sure to bring it up even if we don't got a picture of it. So moving on to some keeping it strong style.
All right, y'all. Of course, it's New Japan Pro Wrestling, and they have announced an online, yeah, I know, online concerts, online meet and greets. Just as fun, right, Chief? And with the strong openweight champion, Tom Lawler. Yes, filthy Tom Lawler. Will he be sporting his jorts down below the screen? You never know what people are wearing below the screen, do you, Lexi?
I don't know. I think someone on here might have Christmas pants on under the screen. I think someone might be me, actually. I do have Christmas pants on. So yeah, you could get like signed goodies, and like the meet and greet's going to take place February 16th. You're able to ask him like any questions you want during like the 60-minute live stream. And the weird thing I saw, it was like in the fine print. You know, you always got to read the little fine print.
Oh yeah,
it was like
details.
Yeah, it's like if you purchase anything during the live event on the day of, depending on the order of purchase, you may not have a question to ask or a question that'll be answered during the event. That doesn't even make sense.
So if you buy something, you might get disqualified?
Yeah, so it's like, don't people that are going and attending an event want their question to be answered? That's like the whole point.
I mean, maybe there's like too many. I mean, I would like to know where I could get a pair of those jorts.
Yes.
I mean, I think they're better than John Cena's shorts. It's like he comes out wearing like real cutoff shorts, and then he has like stretchy fake jean jorts on underneath.
So yeah, that'll be a cool event. To anybody that wants to attend, they've got a whole website that gives like the details, how you sign up, and so yeah. Now you know.
They're staying busy.
They sure are staying busy.
Dude,
and
is that it?
I think that's all we have today.
All right.
Man.
Well, thanks for joining us, guys. Thanks, Chief Graybush.
Yes, thank you for your question. And please take a moment to leave a comment, like, share, and subscribe for some more Fight Kitties content. Of course, click the link down below. And if you guys have any last minute questions before we end this live stream, please let us know now.
Or forever hold your peace until tomorrow morning.
Forever hold your peace. Yes, until 9 a.m. tomorrow, where you'll catch us here. Always. I don't think we got any questions.
All right. Well, I'm Lady J.
I'm Lexi. Until next time.
Bye,
guys.